Shortly after the launch of the Nintendo Switch, it was confirmed that the game carts were coated in a substance that would make it the most revulsive thing that you had ever tasted. So what did the games journalists of the world do? They licked the cartridges and then reported that it was one of the most revulsive things that they had ever tasted. And then the sheeple responded with the all-powerful. Now people are going around licking their Nintendo Switch cartridges like they don't already know what's going to happen to them. This is an example of a mindset of people online that I've both fought against and unintentionally been a part of, but I've had enough. This episode of qTalkie is gonna be a rant, so buckle in for 5 to 10 minutes of unscripted frustration and me venting. Let's get started. So what do we have here? We have a person who's following the last person who they saw do this, who in turn is following the last person that they saw do this, all the way down the chain, which leads to Jeff Gertzman, whom I consider to be the first high-profile person to actually report on the fact that the Nintendo Switch cartridges taste bad. But why are so many people hopping onto this trend knowing the results? It's obvious at this point that the Nintendo Switch cartridges taste bad, and if you make a video about that, then you've probably seen dozens of videos, probably, and read a couple of articles related to the terrible taste of the Nintendo Switch cartridges. Which makes the fact that you decided to taste the cartridge on your channel for views all the more infuriating, because all we have nowadays is people going with trends, people going with the latest challenge, mannequin challenge, 100 layers challenge, ice bucket challenge from a couple of years ago. Not a lot of people actually donated to ALS research, let me just say that. A lot did, but not a lot of the people who actually did that challenge donated for that research. They were just doing it because it was a challenge, because the internet said so. And those are the type of people that, although I've been a part of that group before, I'm trying to break away from that mindset and actually do stuff that I would enjoy doing, make content that I would enjoy watching. I don't make content for anybody but myself. I make the shit that I would like to watch on the internet, and I go from there. If anybody wants to watch it or if anybody enjoys it, I have a kindred spirit and we can talk about some stuff, right? But I'm never just making content just to go with the flow of what's popular or trending on YouTube or online. But we're all a slave to the system, aren't we? In order to provide a free and open internet, everything has to be monetized in a specific type of way. Websites like Kotaku, they get ad revenue. If you use an ad blocker, they don't make money off of your view. But every click counts. And the same thing goes with YouTube videos. Every view counts towards the creator being paid. So it's a lot easier to report on fluff or the thing that's trending right now, because that's the thing that's going to guarantee that you get clicks or views, and therefore guarantee that you make money. But is that the right way to go? Honestly, there are examples of hundreds of thousands of people who make creative content on a day-to-day basis or on a weekly basis or whatever. They take their time, they put in the effort, and they don't get the recognition that they deserve. Like, one of my favorite niches is stop motion animation, and there are a ton of fantastic stop motion animators on YouTube, but they don't get that much exposure. Why? Because no one's really into stop motion animation like that. Die-hard enthusiasts, it's great for us, but for everybody else, they're gonna go with what's trending. They're gonna go with what they know. Patrick Boivin is one of the best filmmakers who exists on this site. He makes short films and he does stop motion shorts as well. And he has a lot of subscribers and a lot of views, but a lot of his videos that have maybe 10 million, 20 million views, they've been up for excess of, 7-8 years. But then you got guys who surpass 1 million views within the first day of posting their video. I'm not gonna knock that latter guy, but I'm just saying, why doesn't Patrick Boivin get that much exposure whenever he posts a new video? Food for thought. Let's talk about the guys who unboxed their Nintendo Switches, gave their impressions, and then didn't lick their cartridges. Because there are people out there like that, and you know what? Props to those guys, because they probably had been reading all the news and stuff like that, and they decided, you know what, I'm gonna be smart and I'm not gonna lick this thing because I know it's gonna taste bad. And that's a perfect segue into my next point. You have adults who are actively doing the one thing that Nintendo designed their cartridges for, which is preventing children and pets from trying to consume these cartridges. And you may have it in your mind that, yeah, but they're adults. They know not to put it in their mouth. They know not to swallow it. But still, it boggles my mind that the deterrent against children eating your cartridge is the one thing that makes you want to put the fucking thing in your mouth. That's a weird juxtaposition. In fact, I think there's a term for that, but I can't remember it right now. I'm getting sick. But the fact that you have these grown adults who are doing it, and they're only doing it for the views, it makes no sense whatsoever. But hey, YouTube is fucked up. You gotta get those views somehow. Effort does not matter in today's YouTube. I wholeheartedly believe that, because there are a ton of creators that I support and love who don't even get as many views as they could get, especially given their subscriber base. But then there are guys who end up on the trending page every single day of the week. And they make good content, some of them. But a lot of it is either political discourse, or somebody doing some new prank or challenge video, or you got Vsauce, which is good, ASAP Science, which is good. But those are the ones that I see up there the most. Of course, guys like PewDiePie and Casey Neistat, they're gonna get views no matter what, because they have a large install base. But you see a lot of the more creative people go by the wayside, and it's sad. But who am I to even talk? I mean, look at the way I titled my video, Don't Lick Your Nintendo Switch Cartridge. You don't know if I'm actually going to be on camera trying to lick my cartridge, or if I'm just literally saying don't lick the cartridge, which I basically am right now, but it turned into more of a discussion about not following trends. You get the point. But even the title of my video is meant to generate a little bit of buzz and interest. But my hope in titling the video this way is that I can get you in and then subvert your expectations and get you to think about it. Hopefully. And I'm not bullshitting when I say that. But, it is what it is. And like I said before, there's so much original content that doesn't get the recognition that it deserves. So many fan films that are made on a professional quality level. So many cool animations, cool little short films. Some of them blow up and go viral, but a lot of them, they fall flat despite their quality. Political commentary, social commentary, gaming related videos where people are talking about different topics, they garner a significant amount of views. Like, there's this one channel, Re-Res. I'm pretty sure that those guys have a lot of subscribers, and they've been around for a long time. 100,000 subscribers, 116,000 specifically. If you want to see some cool original content and you want to stay in the gaming space, I would recommend you check out Re-Res, because they make great content. You would hardly ever see a guy like that being promoted by YouTube, unless they had a shit ton of subscribers, like the Game Theorists. So, where is all the original content? It's everywhere, and it's nowhere. And really, I can't tell you what the state of YouTube is right now, and I can't tell you why this rant is even relevant. Because odds are it's not relevant in the grand scheme of things. In fact, it's more than likely that it's not relevant in the grand scheme of things, but hey, maybe I just needed to get something off of my chest. The main point: don't be a person who just follows a trend blindly. Try to carve out your own path. Oh, and don't lick your Nintendo Switch cartridges. That being said, I really hope that everyone watching this has a mind to say no, both to licking cartridges and to blindly following trends in order to get more exposure, views, likes, whatever. And if you have something to add to this conversation, I would appreciate it if you put it in the comment section down below. I would enjoy reading that. and responding and having a little back and forth with you. If you like this episode of qTalkie, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to GTQ Show for more content like this. I'm Q, and this episode of qTalkie/rant is over. So, when I started this channel, I had this idea to do a series of reviews of like older video games that maybe you haven't played. Most likely you have played it, but it's been lost to time. You don't really remember it all that well. And I had the idea to call this series Video Game Retrospective because they're older video games, kind of like Forgotten Gems. And my hope is to have this first episode of Video Game Retrospective out at the end of the week of March 6th, 2017. Right now it's the 8th, Wednesday the 8th, and hopefully this video here will go up on Wednesday. I'm hoping to have the review up on either Friday or Saturday. And the game I'm reviewing is Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. So, look forward to that. I'll catch you then.